What's up, guys? I'm Will.
And I'm Jackson.
And this is
The $1 Million Show.
Cue the intro. We plan to bring you all the hot takes, high stakes, and big debates to satisfy your comedy and sports desires.
We're going to bring you the latest news and drama from anything from cornhole to the NFL.
So not soccer?
No.
Thank goodness.
It's now time for our first segment, Buy or Sell.
All right, Mr. Murphy, we're going to get into our first buy or sell here.
All right.
And the question I have for you is, are you buying or selling the Tua hype?
This is an interesting question. I mean, coming into the season, I personally am a huge Fitzpatrick fan.
Yeah.
I was saying Fitzpatrick starts every game. They might make the playoffs, they might not, but I don't think Tua's ready.
Okay.
But looking at it now, I still think Fitzpatrick should be starting. Tua, he hasn't done anything to separate himself. He's not doing anything too good, not too bad. He's just kept the game going, which is different from Fitzmagic.
Correct.
He'll win a game for you. He'll also lose a game for you. But at this point, I'd say I'm buying it just because he's a young guy. Didn't play all his college plays. He got hurt. Nobody knew, is he going to be rusty? But I think he's done a pretty dang good job.
See, and I'm going to agree with you there. I am going to buy it. And the reason why is because, although I do personally believe that when you have Fitzpatrick in the Miami Dolphins offense, they have a higher ceiling to explode and score more points. Mm-hmm. But with Tua, he just doesn't turn the ball over. And, I mean, obviously, he's not really known to, in the NFL. We saw it in college, but he hasn't really thrown like a 30, 40-yard bomb.
Yeah. He
just throws, a good slant route.
I mean, national championship, Georgia, that was a bomb.
That was a bomb.
We need to see some more of that. The play calling for the Dolphins, it's conservative right now.
Also, the other thing you got to think about is the Dolphins' defense is the highest scoring defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And that does help.
You'll see them open up the playbook as the season goes on, so that'll be interesting.
All right.
Mine for you. Are you buying the Notre Dame hype train?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm buying the Notre Dame hype train. I mean, come on now. I mean, look, Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. Yeah. Would have won the Heisman if everything would have happened, wouldn't have happened with COVID and everything. But DJ played a good game. Obviously, the Clemson's defense was a little banged up, but we were looking for a good game out of Ian Book, and we got it in a primetime setting. There were fans there.
Ian Book.
And I'm not sure how you feel, but I am buying the Notre Dame hype.
Did that stop? I think it's still recording.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, I mean, you look at Ian Book. Yeah, he had the fumble on the goal line. I've never been a believer of Ian Book. He played his butt off, and
Me neither.
He didn't play great. He still didn't play great. Right now at this point, I'm not buying it. I want to see him spank North Carolina.
Okay.
See how that goes, and then I'm ready for that ACC championship.
I agree. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, you got to look at Notre Dame, and North Carolina has the ability to score a lot of points. We'll see if North Carolina's defense actually decides to show up for a week in that game.
I got the over.
Yeah, me too. But, I definitely believe in the Notre Dame hype. I think that their coach has done a great job this year, and I think that Book, the last couple weeks, he's really starting to come around. If that continues, they're a team to look out for.
This is the season we're going to find out what Brian Kelly's made of as coach.
Absolutely. All right, third buy or sell I have for you is NBA draft tonight. A lot of talk about LaMelo Ball being the first pick. Are you buying or selling LaMelo Ball as a number one draft pick?
I think wherever he goes, he's going to sell jerseys. He's going to sell tickets.
Absolutely.
Is he going to win games? You can't really tell yet. I mean, you haven't seen him play any college. You haven't seen him play in America in a few years. He's been playing overseas. But
that's right. Yeah.
His dad brings to a team is just steady drama. If there's a losing streak, he's going to make everybody in the media know about it.
Yeah.
He's going to talk bad about the coach.
Yeah.
And I don't know LaMelo personally. I don't know if he can keep playing, keep performing with his dad putting the pressure on him.
Correct.
If he's going to be able to be himself. I mean, in today's NBA, it doesn't take much of a defender. You don't have to be very physical. You can thrive because, look at it. It's a scorer's league at this point.
So how I feel about it is I'm in between. Because coming out of college, Lonzo, the past couple years, like the power of social media has really put a lot of pressure on these guys. Like you look at Zion, he was hurt a lot last year, but when he did play, he might not have looked spectacular like he did at Duke, but he didn't make many mistakes. He was a solid player. But with Lonzo, he had so much hype coming out that I feel like that he was really the first brother to enter the scene of professional basketball.
Yeah.
LaMelo got a taste of that, and although it's not his highest competition, he's like 6'7". I believe that he's a better passer than Lonzo, or not. I wouldn't say better, but he's just as good.
Yeah.
And he also can probably finish around the rim just a little bit better. I just think that LaMelo is more of a scorer, and I think that might help him. So I will say bye for now, but I am worried about his dad. Like especially there are talks he might end up if he drops to 3, he goes to Charlotte. You know, all the drama that's gone on with LeVar and him talking junk about MJ, I do worry that may bring some issues. But I will buy him as a player, not as outside of that.
Yeah. Mine for you. Steelers just went to 9-0.
Right.
People are saying they might go 16-0. Are you buying that?
I'm going to sell. And the reason why, I do think that they go 15-1 or 14-2. They're going to lock up a playoff spot here in the next couple weeks. So coming down the line, there's going to be teams like Cleveland. I know that they aren't that good. Indianapolis. Baltimore is going to be looking for a spot. Yeah. Maybe even the Bills if that continues to tighten up with Miami, and maybe if my boy Cam gets it going in New England. But so like they play the Bills away, they play the Browns away, they play the Colts and the Ravens at home. That's all in the last 6 weeks. Yeah. So you look at those games, especially the very last game of the year is in Cleveland. I don't think that Ben plays. I don't think that James Conner plays. Like guys like that. True. Maybe T.J. Watt sits
Cleveland fighting for a playoff spot or seeding purposes. They're going to be playing their heart out.
So, but yeah, I'm going to sell on 16-0, but I will buy on 14-2. I'll say 14-2.
And leading into that, what do you think about their playoff chances? You think they're going to win it all? Go big? Go home?
I think that
Patrick Mahomes in that side. I mean,
obviously, depending on how the rest of the season pans out, I think it's no-brainer that Kansas City and Pittsburgh will be 1-2. So we will see an AFC Championship game unless something crazy happens. Team like Tennessee, maybe Buffalo. But if that were to happen, I don't see a team beating Big Ben in the playoffs until he faces Mahomes, because also their defense is really, really good. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure. They definitely have a chance, especially these last couple of weeks. They've really proved the doubters wrong. They've put up a lot of points. Yeah. Their defense is looking really good.
Receivers are looking really good.
Yeah, they have a great receiving core. But I'm saying, I just think the Chiefs are too good.
See, coming into the season, I had Steelers-Bucks Super Bowl, and I'm sticking with it.
I had Chiefs-Packers, so we'll see.
We will see how that goes.
All right, guys, moving on to our second segment, we are going to discuss our college football playoff predictions, and I'll let Jackson go first with his 4 seed.
Number 4, Dabo Swinney and the boys. Clemson, baby.
Number 4, I have Alabama.
Number 3, I have Alabama.
All right, and number 3, I have Florida.
Florida's my number 2.
And then I have Clemson 2. And then rounding
Ohio State.
Yeah, we both got Ohio State. Yeah, and I think we both have Florida and Bama in the championship, because I think we both agree that Florida wins the SEC championship matchup. And then moving on to our national championship game, I have Ohio State beating Alabama, 1 beating 4, and then I have Clemson beating Florida, 2 beating 3, and then I have Clemson winning the national championship.
Clemson. I have Ohio State beating Clemson in round 1. They avenged that loss from last year. Tough loss. Debatable loss. I thought Ohio State should have won. They sealed the deal here. They beat Clemson. And then Alabama wins the rematch versus Florida. They're going to the national championship where they beat the Buckeyes. SEC, man, it just means more.
I mean, it is a very, very powerful conference, and that's why I think that the Heisman winner is going to come out of that conference. I think
agree.
The Heisman winner is Kyle Trask, and I think that is because he is having a monster last couple games here. He's really just starting to prove his own. I predicted him being the Heisman, more than a year ago. Jackson, along with some of my other friends, were clowning me for it, but he's starting to prove his worth. I think that Kyle Trask, whenever he gets that win in the SEC Championship against Mac Jones, I think he overtakes as the favorite, and I think he wins.
And for me, My Heisman, macaroni in the pot, baby. That's a Mac. That's a Mac. I got Mac Jones winning it. All those numbers, those receivers, can't stop them.
All right, guys, that was our second segment. Now we're going to move on to our third.
Now for our midseason predictions for the division winners and the award winners for the NFL. You start.
All right, so we're going to go just quick fire. We'll go north to west in each conference.
All right, you can start with AFC.
Okay. All right, I'll do AFC North. I have the Steelers. How about you?
I agree with you there, Steelers.
All right, and then AFC East, I have the Miami Dolphins.
Absolutely agree with you there.
And then the South, I have the Titans.
I have the Colts. You saw that embarrassment they put on them.
Okay, and then the West, the Chiefs.
Chiefs, yep.
And then the NFC North, I have Green Bay.
Yep.
NFC East, I have the Eagles.
I have the Redskins.
Okay. Redskins, bro?
Washington football team.
That's really...
Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
Good
Washington
grief.
football team wins that one.
Good grief.
To the South, who you got?
I have New Orleans.
I have the Bucks coming back. Jameis is starting for the Saints. Dude, I saw what Jameis did to a franchise. I mean, they'll have Taysom Hill coming in, but Taysom Hill can only do so much. I mean, he's a running back.
The Bucks are terrible.
I got the Bucks coming back to win that division at 13-3.
In the NFC West, I actually have the Rams.
I have the Seahawks. They're gonna get back on track after this embarrassment of the last couple weeks.
All right, and then moving on to the individual player picks.
That brings me into my MVP choice.
All right.
Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Let Russ cook. He's gonna.
Turn around.
He was the leader all the way through probably week 7. People are saying there might be some other guys coming in to beat him because he's played terribly these past couple weeks, but I think he gets back on track.
I think it's Mahomes. He's thrown 1 interception all year. He has more passing yards and more passing touchdowns than Wilson. I think it's a no-brainer.
Can't go wrong with that choice. And then I got Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett.
Me as well. He's having a great year.
He is. Offensive Player, Dalvin Cook.
I have Dalvin Cook as well.
Comeback Player of the Year, the MVP of the NFC East, Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex
Terrific
Smith for
injury.
sure.
He came back.
Just for him to be on the field is he
ridiculous.
deserves the award.
Ridiculous. And then Coach of the Year, I got Brian Flores
It's
from
a
Miami.
good pick. And then I have Mike Tomlin.
Made the bold pick. He started Tua. I disagreed with him, but it's paid off well, and they're going to win the division.
Absolutely. That's the end of our short third segment, and now we're going to move on to our fourth. All right, guys, welcome back to our fourth segment dedicated to Chris Collinsworth called...
And here's a guy.
Here's a segment all about underappreciated athletes and individuals.
In this segment, we will explain why these individuals deserve respect that is not given to them. All right, guys, we got our magic hat. Jackson is going to reach in and choose a person to pick.
Oh, might have one.
And the first person is...
Here's a guy.
Big
Al.
Al Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
All
Big
right.
postman.
Really a guy. I mean, let's look at why Al Jefferson was disrespected in his career. We both know the main reason. Say it on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3.
He's
fat. He is big.
Lose weight. He is really fat. But
Treadmill, elliptical, go run some laps, stair climber, anything, really.
you know the drill, Al. Come on, man.
Come on.
Let's go. Nah, but Al Jefferson with the Hornets, he and the combination of him and Kemba Walker was a dynamic duo. Kemba, unfortunately, was only the one of the two that got into the All-Star game. Big Al had one of the nastiest step-back floaters.
Well,
And the hook shot. You know, a little
baby hook.
Yep.
can't guard him.
Yeah, love Big Al. Have his jersey in my house in my drawer. Kind of ashamed I didn't bring it now, but obviously didn't know since he was wearing the jersey. Got anything else to say about our boy?
I mean, I think he deserves respect because he did it under the radar, came out of high school, Arkansas Central. He came through and he was dominant in a big man's league. He was truly a big man in the big man's.
All right, guys, I'm going to choose our second individual for...
Here's a guy.
All right, guys, so... This is awesome. Let's get this close up on the camera for
Who
you
we
guys
got?
to see
Who
here.
do we have?
Looky here. Come on, zoom in. Bobby Honeycutt.
Oh,
Oh, man.
here's a
Bobby
guy.
Honeycutt. Let me tell you, Bobby Honeycutt is one of my very favorite individuals.
If you don't know him,
You
Get
need
to
to
know
know him. Bobby Honeycutt, he is an absolute beast. He played Division I baseball in North Carolina.
stands at about 5'9", 175, somewhere in there.
Beat the odds. Every single time I see Bobby, our inside joke is, you know, the thing. That's pretty neat.
I did not know that one.
Yeah.
I do know that he once in high school was punting out of his own end zone, and he punted for a safety.
Are you serious?
Absolutely serious.
No, but Bobby, we love you. Again, this was randomly chosen out of some of the individuals that we wrote in here. But Bobby, definitely an underappreciated individual, and I'm glad that we got to share some stuff about Bobby and about Al Jefferson. That's it for our fourth segment, and we'll head to our fifth short.
Welcome to our next segment, which is our Thursday night football picks. We got the Cardinals versus Seahawks, and the Seahawks are favored by 3, and the over-under is 57.5 points. Who you got?
All right, over-under, I'm going to take the under. And then with the line, I'm going to take the Cardinals to beat the spread.
I got the over, and I also have the Cardinals plus 3. I think they're definitely going to keep it close and then maybe win. I have the Cardinals 34, Seahawks 31.
I have the Cardinals 28, Seahawks 27. I think it's a very close game.
It's very close.
All right, now we will go on to who we think will have more fantasy points between two players.
All right, Russ versus Kyler. Who you got? Quarterbacks.
I think that Russ has not been playing his best lately. But I think, is Chris Carson coming back?
He might be coming
If
back.
Carson's coming back, then I will definitely take Kyler Murray. So I'm going to say Kyler Murray if Carson comes back. If not, I think it's going to be like dead even. I'll still take Kyler. I'll say Kyler either way.
I'm going to say Russ because I think the Cardinals get out to an early lead. Seahawks are passing it a lot, and I think Russ ends up with several passing touchdowns, maybe a couple rushing.
All right, and then for the second matchup between two players, we have two of arguably the best receivers in the game right now, DeAndre Hopkins and DK Metcalf. Who do you think has more points?
I think Hopkins goes out there and scores 34 points for me, standard PPR, and then I got Metcalf with about 17. He doesn't have a great day. Hopkins has a lot more because he's having multiple touchdowns, over 150 yards.
That sounds good. I'm not just disagreeing just to do it, but I'm actually going to take Metcalf, and the reason being is because the past couple weeks, DK really has kind of been shut down, and he just played a good pass defense with the Rams. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey did a great job of controlling them, but the Cardinals' pass defense is jack squat compared to the Rams.
Awful.
So I think DK has a big week. I think that he flexes his muscles a little bit. Maybe a couple touchdowns.
Some star plays. I
Maybe
like it. I like it.
400 receiving yards. So I'm taking
Good
DK.
play.
All right, now to end this segment, I have like 5 or 6 rapid fire questions in our lightning round.
All right.
For Jackson.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Answer quickly.
All right.
Over under 300 passing yards for Russell Wilson.
Over.
Over under 350 total yards for Kyler Murray.
Under.
Over under 100 receiving yards for Tyler Lockett.
Under.
Over under 100 rushing yards for Kenny Drake.
Over.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Had 100 this week.
And finally, over under 2 rushing touchdowns for Kyler Murray.
I'm going right at 2.
All right, guys, that'll end our 5th and final segment. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you again on Saturday. Hopefully this goes according to plan.
Cue the outro.
Show.